Okay, so it's been a couple weeks since I've been in the studio, and it's kind of a disaster. Partially my fault. So the last time I was in here, I was actually shooting some product photos for a friend. His mom has a company that makes these dried fruit snacks, fruit to go. So I did a little photo shoot with him. That was the last time I was here. But I haven't been back since, and it's been kind of a mess in here. So things have changed in the studio. The last time I showed it was pretty empty. Now it's really full of just all sorts of random shit. We gotta organize everything and clean it up in here quite a bit. So I have a quick little tour I think I showed last time. And sorry about the squeaky floor. The ground in here, like all the tile is painted, and it just makes your feet stick, apparently, which we're finding out, which really sucks. But I gotta reorganize this. This is all paint and everything over here, some tools. The spray station right over here needs to fix the venting. Easel area, not even set up yet. And then we have 2 new flat files, which my studio mate Phoebe brought. These are amazing. And that's Phoebe's section right over there in the corner. Nice and clean and tidy. Phoebe also brought this press, which we're super excited about. I'm really excited because I do some wood carving stuff, like block carving and block printing. Having a press here that we can use is absolutely a game changer. So super excited about that. We'll probably do some videos on that. We have the public desk workspace to draw. And then we're getting into Rachel's section here, which is also super clean and organized. So I gotta get my shit together and clean up my stuff. It's an absolute disaster, and it's my own fault because I've just been working like way too much at the shop. So I'm gonna clean this up today. We're gonna organize a little bit, get things set up for some drawing. I gotta meet Mais around 7. It's like 3 o'clock right now, so a couple hours to be in here, work, clean up, organize this whole mess over here. And yeah, kind of gave you guys a bit of an update. The studio is now kind of in danger of being purchased by a developer. If you don't live in a major city and you don't have this sort of displacement, what happens, someone with a lot of money comes in, buys very low, what is considered low income properties or low value properties, tears them down, builds apartment complexes that no one in the neighborhood can afford, and essentially gentrifying the entire neighborhood, forcing people out. If that happens here, this will be my 3rd time being displaced for an art studio and also just as like a public creative here. So that sucks. And there's a bunch of stuff we're working on right now to stop that. There's a bunch of links I'm going to leave in the description below where you guys can sign petitions, check out what's going on. You can check out the Humphrey Street Studios website, their social media, all that stuff's going to be linked below. Definitely check that out. And if you have a few seconds, I'd really appreciate, along with the 40 plus other artists here and creatives, if you would go and sign that thing. We need to save these spaces. When they disappear, there's nowhere else for us to go. So this is one of the last affordable places in Boston. After this, it's no longer going to have any options for anyone that's from my sort of background or someone that comes from a lower income background to have a chance to have a space to work in. So I need your help. Go do that. Pause this video. Go do that right now. All right, awesome. Glad you went and did that. We're going to go and get to work now. So I'm going to set you guys up. I'm going to clean this stuff up, and we're going to get some work done today. All right, so I got this little corner pulled out here, looking pretty good. Moving on to the next step now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to consolidate all my yarn into this little Rubbermaid container here. So what I need to do though is I have a ton of skeins here that are not compact little kind of tube ball things like this. I need to basically just run all these and turn them into these. So I'm gonna set you guys up. You guys have probably seen how I do that in another video. That's the like how to tuft rugs video. I'll leave a little card up here and a link in the description as well if you want to check that video out. But I'm gonna do that now for all of these just to consolidate and save space. So it's been a couple hours and I got quite a bit done. Started working the spray booth area. It's going to need a lot more work. I gotta get shelving and everything to make it a lot more efficient. But the rest of the studio is looking pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with that. Everything's looking a lot cleaner than it was. But I'm actually about to head to the tattoo shop to hang out with Mais. We're drawing tonight. He's been away for 2 weeks. He was on a trip in the Carolinas tattooing. Okay guys, it's been a couple days. I've been pretty busy. Haven't had time to get in the studio. Haven't had time to really work on much, but doing a lot of digital work, making a ton of t-shirt graphics and logos and things like that. So here's some of those that I've been working on this month. But yeah, I haven't had time to really do anything. So that's life, right? We're in the studio today. It is now a lot cleaner than it was the last time. So today I'm going to just focus on drawing, getting some painting done, taking maybe some like Skillshare classes. Gotta also still organize this and put up some pegboard on this wall here to hang all the airbrush stuff. If you can kind of see, let me turn this a little bit. It might be a little bit easier for you to actually see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so over here, this empty wall, I want to put some peg wall up here. It's some of the only drywall we have in the space. So my studio mate Phoebe actually brought some pegboard that they had left over from work, but I still need to get some wood to actually like frame it out and put it on the wall and get some pegs and all that to hang everything. But all the airbrush stuff is going to be hung up there. Other random tools is going to be hung up there. Just trying to get everything off all the table space that's you know, being used up by all this random equipment. That'll definitely make it a lot easier. So I think what we'll do is we'll get that figured out and kind of move on to the next couple things. I did bring some of the clay here to do some toy sculpting at some point. It's really humid today, so it's a little bit harder to work with some of the materials that I have. And we don't have an AC, and this is a basement unit. It's not gonna happen. It's just not possible in here. So we gotta work with what we got, and today's weather is just rain, kind of hot and disgusting. So that's fine, we're dealing with that. But yeah, figured I'd check in, and maybe I'll set up the camera, do a time lapse of me doing some drawings and stuff like that. You know, just trying to make the best of my time here. I think we talked briefly before, like the last thing I recorded was talking about how the studio is in danger of being purchased by a developer. Still kind of an active, ongoing thing. I'm going to leave links below in the cards and in the description for you guys to check out if you could actually sign some of the petitions there. You know, just share the space, follow them on social media, all that good stuff, just to try to help support the creative space of over 40 artists here. But enough of that. We're gonna get started on today, and we'll just film some stuff when I feel like filming some stuff. So I'm gonna draw for like 2 hours to warm up. If I, you know, get really bored and can't think of anything to paint, I'm gonna try to go to Home Depot and pick up some of these supplies that I need and just build this whole thing out and just be done with it, just to have it. I haven't been feeling like super creative the last couple days, but I do have some of the equipment I need to make that larger rug frame to do a couple larger commissions. One of those was actually going to be for Maïs with a Godzilla rug that he wants to do. So we designed this like forever ago. Actually, like when he did all these tattoos on me, he did 3 of them in one night. So a couple of them, pretty awesome. But yeah, we're gonna build a larger rug frame so I can actually make the rug he wants. It's a little bit bigger than anything else I've ever done, so I actually need to make a larger frame. So I need one more of these tack strips. These are about 4 foot long tack strips or something. Yeah, roughly 4 feet. So 4 foot tack strip, not bad. And then I need to get some just hardware to go with that, some 2x4s, all that stuff. So might be a Home Depot run. If that's the case, I guess I'm taking you guys along. Okay, so I've been drawing for a little bit, a little burned out, just not feeling it today. Not a big deal. What we are going to do is we are going to go to Home Depot. It's about 14 minutes away from here, so we can actually just like walk there, grab all the stuff that I need to kind of work on a few projects in the studio with putting up the pegboard wall that's going to go up, building the new tufting frame that's a little bit larger, and probably by the time I'm done doing that, I'll actually try to tuft a giant rug, because why not? Gotta make the time in the studio as efficient as possible and do as much as possible when I'm in here. I'm paying for the space, but it's not super close to my house anymore. Like it's, you know, it's not convenient to get here. My computer's not here, so I can't do other design stuff. Pulling up reference images is a little difficult when it's just my iPad. The service is a little spotty. So there's like, it's like all the stuff that I already have drawn in a sketchbook is pretty much what I can do here. So that's what I'm just sketching here. I'm looking at like nothing for reference other than like what's on my phone. I personally don't like to draw like that. So that's kind of a, you know, neither here or there. But we're gonna get going, and you know, we'll see you guys when we get there. All right, need to find some L brackets. All right, made it. I gotta carry these back to the studio. Alright, that sucked. Alright, that was fun. So I just walked a couple miles with those boards on my shoulder with my backpack, my camera. Tried to film where I could. It's super hot. I was a few miles away. Wood's heavy. But we're back. So now I'm going to build this frame out. Basically what I need to do now, get the measurements there. I bought two different size boards, 3 boards total. I had to buy another set of these tack strips because they only sell them in packs of 3, which is annoying, but it was luckily the cheapest thing I had to purchase. Got some hardware as well, but we're gonna set you guys up outside when I go to cut these things. The boards I have are 8 feet long. My circular saw blade is gonna take about like a 1/16 of that off, so we're gonna just measure 2 boards at the same length, cut them in the same spot, so we have 2 sizes of 2 different boards, if that makes sense. Then we have the additional board here that I got for the base, which will be another support structure that I'm going to be able to do 45-degree angles on to make a much more secure and hopefully easy to work with sort of frame compared to the frame that I'm starting with. And I might even recycle that frame down just to get some components from it. Mainly just the dowel stands and things like that that are already built. I can just attach the side of my new frame that I'm working on right now. All right, let's get started. We have the frame now built. It's super sturdy, a lot more sturdy than the previous one I was working with. All right, so I backed up a little bit, but now we need to add the tack strips to this. So basically what the tack strips are pieces of wood with nails already inside them that I don't need to add myself, which is really nice. They do have a direction that they go in, so if you can see that, the nails are angled slightly upward. That's what we want. We want them pulling away from the frame. There's these larger little tack nails in here which will hold this piece in place and allow it to take a lot of kind of abuse. So I went on the search for a hammer. No one seems to have one, but I'm now returning with a flail, which is awesome, and this giant screwdriver, which might give a bit more leverage than what I was using before. So we're gonna try this and see if we can get this this finished up real quick. Okay, so I got this thing painted. Got a little excited for sure. I painted it all red. I'm like, wait, let's paint it black so it's not so distracting. And then I was like, no, let's paint it back red. Didn't wait for the paint to dry. And then it started downpouring. So I just pulled this thing inside. We're gonna let it sit in here and dry. And this is the color it is. It's just sort of red with some black on it. Good choice. Show you around real quick what we fixed, what we made, what we destroyed. All right, new tufting frame. Looking pretty good. It's massive. So now I can make rugs the size of this. Pretty big. About 4 feet by 4 feet. So those are huge. Put up this peg wall as well. Excited about this. Looking good. I got really excited and just sprayed it with a bunch of skull stencils because I'm ridiculous and I can't have anything nice. So now it's covered in skull stencils. I got all the equipment I'm going to need for the pegboard wall itself coming in on Thursday, which is a few days from now for me. For you, you'll see that probably next time I film. But now I'm going to head home. It's late. It's almost 11. I'm going to try to get some work done. Going to finish up some t-shirt designs and some other boring stuff. All right, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and kind of check out what's been going on. The studio is in a bit of a better position than it was when I first recorded this a couple weeks ago. So If you can, I'd still really appreciate it if you could sign those petitions. That still does help kind of get the information out there and support what's going on over there at Humphrey Studios. As far as myself, I've had some other things going on that I've been trying to find a way to share with you guys in a way that I'm comfortable sharing, but I'm also personally in danger of losing my apartment. It's been a little rough the last couple months just trying to keep things afloat, keep things alive, keep things moving, but things have changed drastically for myself, and I'm not really able to do what I was doing before. And you guys have been great about it. You've been super supportive and really kind, and I really do appreciate that a lot, especially everybody on the Discord. Thank you guys a lot for just being active on there and supportive. But yeah, that's something I've been dreading, and I have not wanted to make a video on it, but I think it's about time because I don't know how much longer I have here and how much longer I'll have a stable living spot or location. So I'm going to probably make that video soon. I'm just doing my best to kind of deal with what's been going on. So thank you, as always. If you could, like, comment, and subscribe. And that's going to do it for this one, guys. Wolfbits out. Peace.